And how about diversification? What would be an example for you of a new service and a new market?
I was I couldn't think of anything at that point before the time ran out.
Okay. Anyone want to help her? What might be an example for her of really diversifying her business?
This is Angeline. I had
Yeah.
a thought, Nicole. Webinars for parents. So many parents are trying to figure out what to do during COVID. They don't understand, but those are methods that you probably practice every day. And you could also leverage other professionals in that area. So it wouldn't really require a lot of additional time for you, but it could be a free service or a paid service, but it would also bring a lot of traction to who you are, what your business does, and what you offer.
Wow.
I have
Nicole,
another one.
you should be paying for that advice. That was really good. So offering
Thank you, Angeline.
something online, either you pay for it or you don't, which would expand your market, and that'd be a whole new service. Very interesting.
Yeah.
So does everyone see how the tool works in terms of thinking about 4 different strategies? So here's a second exercise I want you to think about. For each quadrant, assuming you've thought about how much you want to grow in 2021, 10%, 20%, 50% growth. Of that growth, I want you to think what percent of that growth is going to come from each of these 4 quadrants. So of your growth, how much of it's going to be market penetration, a percentage, and write that into that quadrant. How much is going to be product development? How much is going to be market development? And how much of your growth is going to come from diversification? And those 4 percentages should equal 100%. Okay, so put a percentage in each quadrant. How much of your growth in 2021 will come from each of these 4 quadrants? Just kind of forcing you to think about not only how much growth, but where is that growth going to come from in 2021? Let's hear an example. Drew, are you there? Drew?
Yes, sir. Yes, I'm here.
Remind us what business you're in.
The cleaning business.
There we go. So start with market penetration. How much of your growth this year will come from market penetration?
I would say probably majority of it. So,
Okay, so more than half.
right, absolutely. I would say that. Yes, sir.
How about product development? What percent would come if you were to add a new product?
I would say 0.
Okay, no new product. That's okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well, I
no
mean,
new
yeah, we're
product.
built service. Mhm.
How about a new market?
New market, I would say that would be the rest of the remainder. I'd say it would probably be going into commercial.
Okay, so mostly market penetration, maybe a little bit of market development going into commercial business. That's
Right.
fine. So and 0 for diversification.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Because I would tie that in with commercial. Really.
All right, so again, it's just forcing you to think about not only how much will you grow next year, but where will that growth come from? Okay, so let's now turn to the next page. We have 2 more things I want to cover, and then we'll take a break. As you're working on your strategy, your growth strategy, there was a book that was written by a gentleman by the name of Don Schminke a number of years ago. He studied all of the great military leaders, the Greeks, the Romans, all the way to modern times. And he was curious, how did they come up with their military strategies? How did they decide, who to fight, when to fight, and how to fight? And as he studied all these great generals, military generals, he found that almost to a person, they asked 3 exact same questions in coming up with their strategies, their battle strategies. The first question is, which battle? If you think of each of you in a way are fighting a war, right? terms of trying to grow your business. And there are multiple battlefields that you can engage on. The first question was, okay, which battlefield? Which battlefield? And a battlefield essentially represents a product and a market. The second question they all asked is, once they identified a battlefield that they thought they could be most successful on, the second question then was, who is the enemy? And underneath who, write the word what, because sometimes it's a what, mostly it's a who, but sometimes it's a what. Who is the enemy? And then the third question is, how do we win?